Hello, everyone. AmyR here with Prairie Paper and Ink, Face, Card Making Space. As of right now, Sunday, 2 p.m. Central, December 8th. I was like, what day is it?
Yeah.
Sunday. We're live. If you're watching at any point after that, it's not live. It's a replay, and they're long. They're long. Yeah. It shows on the bottom of the screen when you look at videos. I'm just bringing that up because I've had people like losing their minds at me over it, and it's like it shows how long they are. So if lives aren't your thing, totally okay. I post tons of content that is edited and not so long. Anywho, I'm in the middle of like trying to get ready for the I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing. So yeah, welcome as always to the chaos, because that's generally what the lives end up being, is a little bit chaotic, but all in good fun. And in the end, we should have a finished card. And yeah, we're just gonna make something and chat and do the thing. And once I get over myself, everything should be good. I think. I'm just trying to think. Okay, yeah. I think I have everything I need. I generally have everything linked in the description below during the live, and then after the live, I always edit it if I need to add things. This applies to all my videos. I always list and link to everything I use to just make life easier for everyone. My links are affiliate links. All that means is that if you use my links, you click on it and then end up ordering something, I get a little kickback from that. It does not cost you anything, and it helps keep the heaters going so I can keep working, do the things. So I think that's all of my disclaimers, housekeeping, all the things. Hello to everyone. And yeah, I don't know why, I feel like completely frazzled today. I think part of it is just the weather's turned and it's windy, and that always gives me a headache. And the unpaid intern is sitting in the corner. He's gonna help today. He missed out last week because we had just a million things, as always. A million things. So, okay. I think we should be good to go. Oh, let me grab, I was going to show just one. Let me grab my cards I was going to show you guys.
Did you just say lemon grab?
Huh?
Lemon grab?
I did not say lemon grab. You are frying your brain cells with the stupid brain rot content you like to watch. I've heard Adventure Time is a good show. I don't have time.
Our kids love it. Unfortunately, they pick up some of the bad behaviors from some of the characters.
Can you look at the... Give me 1 second, you guys, because Google Forms changed everything. I noticed it when I was setting it up. For those that are... Limit to one response.
Yeah, it's telling me I need access.
View results. Everything should work.
It doesn't work for me.
Ugh.
It keeps asking me for access.
We may have to just kind of skip it today and then go in and figure out, because I don't know. For those that are new, I use just Google Forms during the lives for people to enter their name and address, because that keeps it off. I don't want people, do not ever put your name and address in like the comment section on YouTube or anywhere. Personal info. But I noticed when I was setting up the one for today that everything is different. So they changed everything. Like I'm having a hard time even looking. I thought I had got it right, but I'm not sure.
I can look at this for you.
Okay, he's gonna look at it. You keep fiddling.
Yeah.
Okay. You need my laptop to do it?
No.
Oh, you have access over there? Okay. The unpaid intern's going to look at it because technology, folks. Love it. Love it. Love when everything changes. That's literally the story of my life all the time. Because, yeah, it's like once I get things figured out and then the robot overlords change everything. Like, it's been happening with just literally everything I use. It's annoying. Anyway, he'll try and get it to work. If we do, you guys come in. And yes, the postal strike. Still happening. So the last however many lives worth, they're going to keep piling up. I will mail cards out once the strike is over. They're making some headway. It is the joys of, and like I said in the previous lives, we are a union family. We stand with the workers always. It's the heads of the unions more often than not. You know, the CEO types. We're not going to fully dive into that, but you know, it's those ones. And they're causing chaos and just it's affecting my job. I just found out yesterday that now the couriers up here, you know, UPS and Purelator, etc., are starting to halt accepting packages because now they're overwhelmed. And it's just like, it's impacted my job, all the small businesses. It's a nightmare. Hence the frazzledness. That's a big part of it. So loads of fun, but we'll figure out all the things. And yeah, everything's changing. All the apps are changing. All the technology's changing. Everything's changing. And I'm just like, I'm old. Make it stop. Anyway. Okay. Let's get into the actual card making. Did you fix it?
I did.
Okay. Okay. So before we get into the card, the form, it's linked below. If you're watching this on replay, it won't be there. This is just for those that are watching live. It's linked below. And like always, the other disclaimer is when the giveaways are over, I delete those forms. I do not share anyone's personal information in any way, shape, or form. I don't share it. I don't sell it. I don't keep it. It's just to send out a card, which as of right now, all the live stream winners from the last however long it's been, month, 6 weeks, whatever, I can say confidently right now, they will not be mailed out till January at the earliest because hopefully the strike is resolved very soon. But they are going to, I don't even want to think about the backlog that the workers, oh gosh. So by the time they deal with all of that and can like resume normal operations, I'm just not even going to add to their plates. So I ain't mailing anything out till January. That's where we're going with it. So yeah, lots of people are going to get very belated Christmas cards from me is what it is. And, yeah, Robbie. Yeah. You won the first week of the strike. It'll show up, you know, when I mail it out next month. It's just, it'll be like an extra surprise for those that did win and totally forgot. You'll just get a surprise card in the mail that, you know, is going to be completely not with the season. And oh well. Hello, Mari, and to everyone. Hello. I think we're good. Let's see if my button works. Oh, it did. Okay. So, Waffle Flower, December. I was like, what month is it? It's December. December release. I already posted these. This video went up 2 days ago, something. My photos for it sucked. I need to like re-edit those, but I don't have time, so whatever. But I made these. There's a whole video on my channel showing them. I used the newest Postish collage. It is such a good release. So good. I don't even have words for how cute this release is. I say this every month with Waffle Flower, but this one especially was super cute. So I made these. They're super duper adorables. I love them. So I wanted to show them off because I hadn't put them away yet, you know. Super cute. So I'm going to use some of the other elements from this release. Oh, and my face camera froze. Of course it did. Yep. No, it's frozen, but that's fine. You guys don't need to see my face anymore. So, we're going to use other things from this release. And I don't even know where I put some of my stuff. I have the die cuts, but I don't have the like names of things in front of me. So let me kind of scroll through here what I'm doing. So I've got okay. This is part of the Diving Swans dye, aka they look like duck butts. Love it. Absolutely love it. We'll get to those parts. First, I wanted to do the pond. So this is just one die cut. It's just one wafer die. And this I die cut from distress watercolor paper because I want to add some inky, smushy something. We're going to just see what happens. Yeah. You know? So, how do I want to do? I think all these individual pieces, I'm going to do darker. We're literally going to fly by the seat of our pants today. As usual, I have like a rough idea of what I'm doing, but we're just going to see. So, we're just going to stick these pieces. Also, this is my Waffle Flower grip mat, the 7.5 by 11, something like that. And I've shown this in other videos because I get asked a lot about like storing these, etc. I've shown this before. I've talked about it a lot. I use the mesh bags, the Simon Says Stamp ones. The mats fit in here, like this one, the big Altany one, etc. Do you need multiple grip mats from multiple companies? No. I do this as a job. I have multiples for, all the different brands that I work with. And for me, I hate that acetate piece. That's how I was keeping them with that acetate on top, because I don't like leaving it just sitting out. It would get dusty and gross, especially out here in my garage. So Lydia Evans from Altany, they did a little video or something. I learned it from her, is the mesh. So they fit in here. It'll kind of cling to the mesh, but nothing like the acetate. So I can just pull it out, work with it, wipe it off, throw it back in a Ziploc or in a mesh zip bag. And that's how I keep all of mine stored. Because again, I've got multiples. You don't need tons of them, me doing it as a job means I gotta keep track of extra things. So that's a awesome little thing. Okay. Oh, this piece is okay, actually I'm not. I thought this was like completely separate. You could snip this piece apart and do it darker, but I'm not gonna. That saves me time. I'm just gonna do these pieces separately. Because, like I said, anything that keeps life a little bit easier. And again, this was distress watercolor paper for this part. So we're gonna do that. And then, okay, I haven't been paying attention to the chat. Apologies. Kat, the card link giveaway, it's in the description box. Can't miss it. It's right below everything. Yeah, it's right there. You did? Okay. He's doing the things, I'm doing the things. I'm really annoyed that, of course, my face camera just froze. Like, again, you guys, like, all the software changes and it screws everything up, and it just... Life is great. It's great. Anyway, we're going to use distress inks. I store them in the tins now. Why not? Tim Holtz is a genius. So I got, which makes it easier, because now I have all my colors in one little stack. So I can just do the things. So I got my blue container of distress inks. And what colors are we going to use? We're going to use Tumble Glass. We'll use some Broken China. What other colors? Maybe we'll add a little Salvage Patina. Why not? Why not? And then maybe some Faded Jeans for the darker areas. That should work. We'll go from there, and then we'll see what happens. We're just going to play, and we're going to see what happens. I got to turn off my little space heater. That's why acetate starts with acetate. Yeah. Truth. It really is. It really is acetate. I'm not even kidding, because especially for me, when I'm like flipping between brands, doing different videos, and I was fighting with the acetate. It was driving me insane. So for me, the whole mesh bag thing, game changer. It saved my sanity because I was starting to lose my mind. Okay, I got some little colors here of inks. Yeah, we'll do these three for the lighter area, the faded jeans, and then we'll do some very simple ink blending, and then we'll do some ink smushing because I want it like splotchy. The pond, I want like, you know, water splotchy something. Yeah. Yeah. Um I saw today someone took the tops off their tins to make. Yes, you can. Yeah, you totally could. I think if you Oh yeah. If you wanted to take the tops off these, I don't want to like make it fall out, but if you just took like pliers and you would just kind of like bend this piece out, you could easily get this off of there. So that would work, and then you could have them all like in a drawer. That's a good idea. I'm not going to do that yet because right now I keep mine just stacked. I'm planning on labeling the sides like reds, pinks, you know, that sort of thing. But yeah, if you wanted to just put these in a drawer, you could easily take the lid off, just and then you could have them all laying out, and you know that would work too. I like that idea. I like that idea. Okay, blending brushes. I've shown this isn't new. I've shown this in a video when this came out years ago. I forget when Waffle Flower released these. These are the Waffle Flower blending brushes. They're pretty. These are their OG ones. They came out again years ago. I don't even know. And then this holder, same thing. It's actually clear plastic. I've never removed. That's that, you know, that protective film that's on a lot of like plasticky things. I've never removed it. Because I just don't care. And I kind of like the frosted look, so whatever. But yeah, this is on the wall behind me usually, but I pulled it out today because I had a feeling I was going to be using these brushes. So I just took it off the shelf and then, yeah, fun times. So we got that. And then got blending brush. And we'll start, like I said, with just a little bit of simple ink blending. Like this is going to be the start. Just to kind of lay down a little bit of color. And then we'll just see what happens. You know, we're just going to see what happens. There we go. There we go. So we started with tumble glass, and then we'll take some broken china. Add a bit of that in here. And I'll use the broken china on these little pieces. Just to get them started. And then I'll use this brush with the salvaged patina. Just to give it a little something something. And then I'll go back in with the tumble glass. Okay. And then the darker faded jeans. So that, just kind of mush it right onto there. Yeah, that works. That works. Actually, I'll go back in with a bit of the broken china and just kind of splotch it on there. Cool. Okay. Then we'll do some ink smushing. So let me kind of slide this over a little bit just so I have a bit more space. This is just, I've shown this in a bajillion, I've shown it in lives, videos, everything. This is just a storage sleeve from Simon Says Stamp. They come in packs of like 50. I store a lot of my stamps and dies in these, but I keep one as my little ink smushing sleeve. You can also use like a Ziploc bag. That works too. Or just like a piece of like acetate sort of a thing. Whatever works, you know? This is how you can see where you're ink smushing. And let's start with the tumble glass. And because distress inks are super water reactive, where's my spray bottle? I have a spray bottle. There we go. There we go. So then the ink beads up, and then we can just smush it. And since I'm using this gives us more control, like where we're seeing it. I personally don't care, you know, but at the same time, it is kind of nice to see where things are going. And since this is also distressed watercolor paper, it's all, you know, everything's super reactive and gonna do its thing. So I can add just little splotchy bits. Some of these smaller ones are gonna stick to everything. Again, like I said, I don't really care. We're just gonna add texture. It's gonna be good. Okay. Gotta wipe this up. Okay. There we go. Perfect. So, the thing to always remember with ink smushing is wet on wet blends, wet on dry layers. And I want layers. There we go. So, I'm going to dry these with my heat tool. I do not recommend using like your embossing tool, your heat tool, and like blasting things or trying to heat emboss things on top of any grip mat, any photopolymer. You don't want to wreck these things, you know. But I'm going to keep mine kind of just a little higher up just to speed up the drying process. But yeah, like don't try and melt your photopolymer. That it wouldn't be a good time, you know. Hello, Charlene. Hello, Lala. Okay. Because I want everything to be dry because I want to layer the splotchiness of all of this. Good enough. Okay. So we started with that. And then I'm going to use, why not, salvage patina. Let's smush some of that on there. Add some water. And then same thing. Just kind of get it on there. You know, add some inky smushy bits. I'll even add some to these guys too. This one wants to be just ornery today. Whatever. They all want to be ornery. Not that any of it really matters because it's all going to get texture. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then repeat. We're just going to keep doing this until I'm happy with it. Okay. There we go. Dry up these layers. It's starting to get watery looking. That's what I'm aiming for anyway. You can also take like just a dry baby wipe and kind of soak up some of the excess here and there. Why not? Why not? Let's have fun with it. Okay. Dry enough. And then, again, wipe off my little inky smushy doohickey. And then we'll go with the darkest one, which is my Faded Jeans. And I'm not smushing it really hard because I don't need a ton of it. Okay. Although these pieces, I do kind of want more on them because these ones are darker. And this is where it can get messy, as in ink all over you. If it really bothers you, you can wear gloves. It personally doesn't faze me at all. Get upright. You can also do all this just on, like, you know, full pieces of watercolor paper, you know, and then die cut afterwards. I get asked that a lot too. It's like, why didn't you just do the background and then die cut it? Personal preference. Do what works for you. I want to add, let me get these guys out of the way. I want to add some of the darker splotches to this. Just cause, you know, it's just gonna give everything. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah. And I dropped one. Whatever. Those spots need some more. Add some more in there. Okay, we're good. We're good. I could do this all, like, keep going like all day. It's fun. Oh yes, and I have a video coming. Hopefully, maybe tomorrow. It depends. I got a lot of footage to edit, but I was doing something very similar, but I was using like sprays and stuff because I was building backgrounds, you know. So just stay tuned. It'll be a holiday one because I made a couple more holiday cards. I just gotta get through the footage, but like I was saying at the beginning of this, between all the webs, literally all the websites, updating things behind my back. I've been having issues trying to get things uploaded. I have been just so many tech issues. It's annoying. Anyway, I'll get to it. It'll get uploaded. Hopefully, like I said, tomorrow. Most likely tomorrow. Okay, so we're gonna dry this. Yeah. All that texture. All the layers. Like, that's just fun. All the layers. And then what I can do is I can take this faded jeans and I'm just going to go around more like the perimeter just to kind of darken up the edges of my little pond. Stick that on there. There we go. And just give it that little extra something something. There we go. Yeah, I like that. I like that. So, we got those pieces. And then all of these ones, I'm going to inlay them back into their spots in a second. Let's move them over here. Actually, I can just smush them into the smushy spots I created right on the mat. Why not? Yeah, that works. That works. Just get it in there. Give those extra little splotchy bits. And this is where it's gonna get, again, messy. I don't care. The Stress ink especially, it washes off. Like, it might stain for a bit, but at the rate I wash my hands, it usually doesn't last long. It lasts longer under my nails, that goof, but same thing. Scrubbing it good, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Okay. Here we go. There we go. Okay. Oh, and also, and I need to do it. I haven't done it, but stuff like this, whether you use a clear acetate piece, anything, and I need to do it with this one, stick a bright piece of washi tape on it. Kathy Zielski's done that. Other makers have done that. And it just helps because they just literally disappear. Like back in the day, you know, all our cutting plates for die cut machines, when they were only available in clear, the amount of times I lost a die cutting plate because you can't see it. And then when they started coming out with ones like putting glitter in them in different colors, I was like, thank you. Because then it's a lot easier to find. So yeah, stick a piece of washi tape, just, you know, that'll keep it visible. Because I've lost this so many times, but I have big, huge packs of it, so it's not really the end of the world. Okay, and speaking of washi tape, I'm actually just going to stick washi tape on the back of this to adhere my little pieces, and I'll do that right now because we got to do it anyway, but might as well do it now so that I don't lose any of the little pieces, because I don't want to adhere this directly to my card base yet, because I want to stencil on the card base and stuff before we put anything on it. So we'll just stick a bunch of washi tape on the back to give the pieces something to adhere to. There we go. And this is another way to use up some of the washi tape that's sitting in the stash, because this is another one of those items where you do not want to hoard it. You don't want to collect it. You need to use it. Washi tape will literally dry out. Trust me, if you've got a washi tape stash, go through your washi tape. See what happens when you try to peel it back and it becomes brittle. It literally dries out. Learned a lesson the hard way when I collected so much cute washi tape and then none of it's completely useless now. Okay. Yes, the scrubby soap works awesome. And then also, yeah, wash it when you wash your hair. That gets, enough suds built up, and the friction of washing your hair helps wash all the ink off. Okay. Gonna stick some glue just, again, to ensure these little pieces, there we go, are gonna stay where they need to be. And then they just fit in like a little puzzle piece. So I just gotta find the pieces.
This is the worst puzzle ever.
It is not. There are way worse puzzles out there.
Some of these pieces look awfully like bananas.
They kind of do look like bananas, don't they? I haven't done an actual puzzle in decades.
It has been a very long time.
Yeah. I used to as a kid. I used to do puzzles all the time. I loved them. Yeah.
Kind of like one of those weird like cabin activities. Eh?
It is kind of a cabin activity. But yeah. Every once in a while, especially nowadays, there's so many cool puzzles out there, but I'll see one and I'm like, that's awesome. Don't have the time for it. Don't have the space for it. Okay. Oop, I got glue goobers. Yeah, this is pretty easy. All these pieces are very, different in my opinion. So, this one looks like a little hockey stick. There we go. They're all different enough shapes that it's pretty simple to get them into place. There we go. That's a little one. That fits in there. And then I'd rather craft than do puzzles. Exactly. That's kind of my thing too. So often is I'll see something and I was like, oh, that looks interesting. Maybe. And then I was like, nah, I would rather make cards. That one. Not bad at all. Get that piece in there. And the last one. There we go. So we got our splotchy, watery pond. So before I do anything else, let me quickly wipe this off. Always remember, this applies to your clear photopolymer stamps because it's all the same material. Do not use alcohol on these. Do not use harsh chemicals like gentle baby wipe, gentle soap and water, stamp cleaner that's meant for photopolymer. Those all work. This will stain. I've got stains, photopolymer stains. It's fine. It works fine. You just do not use alcohol, do not use harsh chemicals, and don't soak these. Like, you can rinse them in water, wash them off, everything, but don't soak it in water either. That can literally ruin these grip mats. Same with your stamps. So, okay. That's tumbled glass. This one, no, that was tumbled glass. There we go. That's broken china. Make sure I got the lids on, everything proper. And then I'll deal with all of that. So, the other parts to this die set are, and of course now my laptop's being a bum. Everything's being a bum. Okay, so the duck butts. Or swan butts. Really, they can be either or. Where's my little pokey tool? This set just cracked me up. Literally. Swan butts. I love it. It just makes me laugh. Like, I don't know. These things amuse me. Okay? Like, it is what it is. So we got, there's the bodies of them, and then their legs have a separate little wafer die. And they do have numbers on the back too. I don't even know if my camera's going to be able to. There we go. So then this one also has a 2. So you know which, honestly, it's pretty obvious with a set like this, like which one is which. But it is cool that those pieces are there. There we go. So we got 2 swan butts. And then their little feet. So got that. So that goes with that guy. This goes with this guy. Just like so. Okay. Now we know what we're doing. So we got those. And then for these, I'm gonna do swan colors because that's the plan. Where's my neutrals? Hello. Where'd you go? Oh, it's at the bottom of the stack, of course. There they are. That's what I want. So we're gonna do hickory smoke, black soot, maybe a little pumice stone. We'll do that. There we go. And then, okay. Yes, swan butts. Like I said, this release is ridiculous. I loved it. I lost my mind when I saw this die set. I was like, yes, please, I need it. So then I showed this in the previous video when I made these cards in the beginning. Oh, love it. And of course, they're in the Waffle Flower pastel colors. They have had the shader 1+ brushes for however long, again, couple years. I forget when the originals came out. The only difference is they just have white barrels. So now we have the pretty colors. I love it. And I just keep mine. These are the little brush holder duos that Waffle Flower, again, released years ago. They come in sets of 2 and they have the little squares. I did a video on these. Again, it's been years. Because they're meant to fit in the Waffle Flower silicone water media mat, but I just use them to store stuff. So I just keep all my like brushes and stuff. And then the other ones that were released with December were the double-ended ones. So exact same thing. They just have 2 ends. And I just had a tray. I don't have a link for this or anything. I found a tray that fits, and then I can just use them. So the thing I thought was nice with the double-ended is I can use light shades. So like this one, I'll do like light grays, and then this end is dark grays and black, etc., etc. So thought that was pretty cool. Okay, so we got that. And then we're just going to do really, really simple, quick blending to give these guys just a bit of color because since they're swans, obviously they're not, we don't need a whole lot of color, but I wanted to add like a bit of shading to them, you know, just a little something. So a little bit of pumice stone just to kind of add that. That's enough for that. And then for their legs, we'll do the hickory smoke and then some black soot to really deepen these up. And then again, you could make them ducks, like do duck colors and then do their little legs, you know, oranges. I was gonna do that, but the sentiments I want to use are the punny ones from this release that have they're swan related. So I was like, okay, these are gonna be swan butts, but you could make them duck butts, which when it's not wintertime around here, we see duck butts all the time because we've got ponds in our area and the ducks are always swimming around, and the Canadian geese.
The muskrat bros.
Yeah, and the muskrat bros. That's the funniest thing is the ducks will be like swimming around and we've literally watched the muskrats will come along and then they'll dive under and they'll goose the geese.
Yeah.
We were like, they'll reach up and like grab. It's hilarious. Love it. It keeps me entertained when we go for walks and stuff. I laugh. So anyway, I get a kick out of the duck butts. Okay, so we did hickory smoke and then black soot. So just kind of build that up. And I'm also adding it to these, even though it's adhering on top, but just so there's not like a bunch of exposed white cardstock. Super simple. And black soot will stain everything. Doesn't matter, even though Distress ink is super, you know, water reactive and stuff, because it's so pigmented, black soot just stains everything. Just accept it. Accept it. It is what it is. So, there's our swan butts. Love it. We just gotta adhere the pieces. There we go. Oh, the muskrats just are quite amusing little creatures around here. So they are furry meatballs. That's literally what they look like. It's just furry little meatballs. So everything's etched on these, so it's super simple. There we go. It's just adhered on top. And then we do the same thing with this one. There we go. So there's swan butt number 1. And then we do swan butt number 2. So a little bit of glue. Just like that. And then stick those on there. Just like that. And then do the same thing with this one. Get on your, there we go. There we go. Swan butts. Like, look at it. Do I want to do them like that? Maybe like that. Kind of stick them on there. I love it. So ridiculous. Okay. We got our little we got our little swan butts. And then again, wipe off all the schmutz. Don't need those at the moment. Okay, we use those, and then there is other pieces. This is from the other set, the one I used already. This is from the, is it Lily Pad? Yeah, the other one was Diving Swans. This is Pond with Lily Pads die set. So I die cut the larger lily pads from like a lighter green cardstock because I want to, you know, we got to build some scenery around this pond. And then my favorite, the cattail wafer die. I raved about this in the previous video. I die cut it multiple times because I'll use some on the outside, some on the inside. So I die cut that from some green, but just a darker green, and then the top, if I can get them. I can't, my nails are getting way too long. The tops of the cattails, I just die cut from some brown cardstock. Just grabbed a scrap and I die cut these. So we're gonna go like this and add, there we go. Get all these little pieces stuck down. So we got cattails and lily pads and the little froggies. I am going to use them, but we're not going to use ink on those. I'll color those with markers in a second. And then we've got the little florals with their teeny tiny little centers. Stick those down, doesn't matter what direction they're in. They just need to be stuck down. Okay. So now I want to add dimension to all of these so that they're not just flat cardstock, you know? I don't think I've ever seen a muskrat. Merely, they're just literally, they're about this big. They're literally like a large rat. Yeah. They've got a tail like a rat, a really long one, and except they're brown. And they're about this big. And when they're curled up, they literally look like a furry meatball.
Yep.
Like, and then they just have a long tail. When they're swimming, they look like a turd swimming. And then with their little tail, it's, yeah. For a lot of, in this area, for a lot of farmers, they're a nuisance. But around here in the suburbs with our little ponds, they're just, I think they're cute. And yeah, they hang out in the water and then they harass the geese. And that just makes me laugh. Okay, we're going to add some dimension with inks. Okay, I got some yellow and greens. Greens, that's what I wanted. I wanted greens. What greens are we going to use? Let's start with mowed lawn. So we'll start with that and my green brush. So we'll start with mowed lawn. And again, I talked about this in the video I posted a couple days ago using these. The waffle flower brushes are, like the Shader 1 Plus brushes, they are angled just a little bit. Like they're not flat. The concept with these was the idea that you can drag them like this, you know, to add ink. But honestly, they are dense enough that I just use them like a regular blending brush. Like I swirl them and it works fine. Like, do whatever works for you, but I find with these, it's like do, just like that. And I can just add some ink and just how that immediately gives everything more dimension. Like, gotta love the dimension. Here we go. So I'll swirl that onto all of these pieces, add a little bit there. With these, I will do like kind of more of a drag from the bottom. And I'll start with the mowed lawn and then we'll go into like maybe some darker colors. We'll see. There we go. So add that. It's quick, simple, easy. So we started with with mowed lawn, and then I'll use. I'm happy with that for those. Do I want to add some crushed olive? Why not? Why not? Let's add a bit of crushed olive. That'll just add some more dimension to these. Yeah. Add a bit of crushed olive. I like it. I like it. Yes. Okay. So I have some crushed olive. And then let's do a bit of rustic wilderness for the the cattails just to deepen it up a bit. Because why not? Drag that on there. Yes. Okay. It's got that. And then what am I gonna do next? Brown. I want to add brown to the cattails. So I have to find, where's my container? Where's my container? There we go. I need a bigger boat. Okay. Since these are already like brown cardstock, I'm just gonna go right in with like ground espresso and just drag and flick that like kind of from the bottom of each little piece. Just like so. And it'll give it that extra something something. Yep. And then I want to add some pink because I do love like them to have a little bit of pink. So we'll use sponge sugar because that's the lightest pink for these little guys. So we'll just take just a smidge and just kind of do that just a little bit, not a lot. Yeah, that's good. That's all it needs. So we got that. And then for the little teeny tiny yellow parts, we'll just add some mustard seed. And for this, it's not even so much like I'm not even gonna like swirling. I'm mostly just going like smushing the brush like just to add the color. That's it. These little pieces are so tiny, it just doesn't matter. And then I'll even take just a little bit. Just a bit. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Okay. So did all of that. And then, again, I showed this in the previous video. If you really want to step it up, you can take some markers. So I pulled out any marker's going to work. I pulled out some Copics. This is G99. And you can use it to add like little dots to add dimension too. And the harder you press, the bigger the splotch. And then if you just vary the pressure, that's how you get larger and smaller pieces, dots, whatever you want to call them. And that just gives it all that extra something, you know? And you just do it kind of randomly. Do some together, do some separate. Just like that. Oop. And again, it applies. No, if I'm coloring with Copic markers or alcohol markers, I don't do it on here. This is kind of an exception. But if I'm actually like coloring an image or that sort of thing, I don't do it on this. It's not the end of the world. I try to keep alcohol, anything away from these. They will stain it big time. But yeah, if I'm doing like actual coloring, I don't stick anything to my like photopolymer grip mats. I do that on top of my glasswork surface or scrap paper, whatevs. But for like dip like that, meh, it's fine. It's fine. For these ones though, because I want to like flick the markers, I'm not going to do it on the grip mat. So I'll move this over a little bit. And we'll take, actually this is the same color, and do kind of the same thing. You just stir the bottom and you just do like that. And it just gives, here, let me zoom in a bit. There we go. Can zoom in and then go boop. And that just again adds more kind of texture and dimension on top of the ink blending. So you could do either or, you can do both, you can do whatever floats your boat. And then we'll go in with like a darker one. This is G28. just adds variation. Doop, doop, doop. So yeah, that gave it a little extra something. And then, yeah, we just got to adhere all our little pieces. So we can take these, and actually with these guys, I'm going to add little dots to these two, because once I get started, like, just try and stop me, okay? So we'll take a really dark brown, and I'm just going to do the same thing, like just blotch, and then just do little dotty bits to add texture. Gives everything that little extra something. So it's a good way to like keep die cuts from looking flat. Although there ain't nothing wrong with just die cutting color cardstock, you know, adhering it all together in the end. It's all super cute. But this is fun.
Give everything a little bit of individuality.
Yes. Especially if you've got a set that you like to use over and over again, you're getting bored with it, start mixing it up, you know, start trying different ways to add color, to add texture, you know, die cut from different types of cardstocks, watercolor paper. Like I've shown a bajillion different ways in videos because I've talked about this. When die cutting, like individual wafer die started really becoming a thing, I wasn't the biggest fan of them. Because I was just like, yeah, flat cardstock, boring, you know? And then, but it's when I started experimenting and adding color and ink smushing and all, it's like, oh, okay, die cutting the things and adding all the bits. Oh, super fun. So we did ink smushing, simple ink blending plus markers. There will be splatter. We'll get to it, just one thing at a time. So, and then of course with little die cut pieces, a little wax tip embellishment wand is the way to go. Because you can just pick it up, press it into place, and then I've got little cattails. Love it. So all we really need, I need a little muskrat wafer die. I should contact Mina at Waffle and be like, excuse me, I need a muskrat.
Do well with a beaver too.
A beaver would be cute. Those we don't see around here.
They're by the river.
But yes, in the city by the river.
Dozens of them.
Yeah, because there's that dude on. Is he on Reddit?
Yeah.
Is that where he is? Yeah, that films the beavers in the city.
Yeah.
So cute. They're fascinating little creatures.
So many people have used his footage in like research and stuff. It's crazy.
Oh, I believe it, because yeah, he's done a lot of filming of them. It's really neat. Okay, so there's my little cattails. Love it. And then, oh, the froggy. I didn't forget him. I die cut him twice. He's very little. He's just little. So him, I'm going to color rather than ink blend. And I just grabbed random greens. We'll just see what happens. Well, who knows, you know? So we're going to color him. Boop. With markers. Just to give him some depth. So use that one. Let's go in with this one. Yeah. I thought I'd make him a little bit brighter of a green so that he would not fade into like the darker greens I'm using for everything else. So we'll just add that. And then we'll go in with an even darker green. And we'll just kind of bring that in there. Bring some of that in there. Very simple. Nothing too crazy. And I'll go back with that green. And just blend that. Like so. Just like that. Yep. Okay. Yes. So we got that. And then I'll take like a darker green to add some little dots to him. Because, you know, everything else has dots. He needs some too. So we'll just add some little dots to our little froggies. Another thing that I love. And every once in a while, that was a couple years ago, wasn't it? That we had that frog in the backyard. Yeah. When you were mowing the lawn, and I tried really hard to catch him. I wanted to show it to the kids. The fence, he did. Yeah. He was fast. And he was big. He was a big frog. Usually we just see little ones around here, but he was a big one. Okay. This guy's very small, so I'm trying not to press too hard with the marker. Just adding little splotchy bits. There we go. He's so little. Okay, so there's a separate little wafer die for the eyes, like that cuts out with it. So if you did do ink blending or cut this from color cardstock, I'm not going to use that. I just had an idea. Where's my tray? You gonna give him a googly eye? He's getting a googly eye. Yes. Pretty sure I have one that's small enough in here. Oh, I do. Do I want a 3 mil? Probably. I have these, and I apologize. I do not have links for this one. These are tiny, and I've had them for years, and they're from Studio Katia, and she is not in business anymore, which breaks my heart. But I've kept my little stash of very tiny googly eyes. Like, they are tiny. So I put just a little itty bitty dab of glue on these guys and pick up some of that excess glue and then give them a googly eye. Oh, I think chat went crazy because you pulled out googly eyes. That's so funny. Okay. And you know what? I can actually give them 2 eyes. The way he is, it's more kind of like the eyes off to the side. But you know what? The way this, I can make this, I'm going to make this work. He can have both. And I just realized this one's supposed to go on the inside. I don't care. Whatever. It'll make the inside lumpy. I don't care. It's googly eyes. Googly eyes for the win. There we go. Let's add. Now he just looks like a complete derp, and I love it. Look at him. He looks like an idiot. He reminds me of what's his face from that cartoon with the mammoths and the lemmings. The Croods? No, the other one. That's Ice Age. Oh. What's that ridiculous character's name? The squirrel guy? The like lemming dude, not the squirrel dude. The one with his eyes that are on either side. Yeah, I know. You know who I'm talking about. That's what these remind me of. He looks so dumb. I love it. But anyway, it reminds me of maybe Sith. Sith? Was that his name? Seth? Sith? I forget. Sid the Sloth. Sid. That's who it is. Sid. He looks like Sid. Yeah, he was a sloth. Yeah. Why did I think lemmings? No, they met lemmings in the one movie, but he was a sloth. Anyway, that's who he looks like. Look at him. Look at this goofy little creatures. Love them. Anyway. Okay, I got like totally sidetracked. Googly eyes. Doesn't take much to amuse us around here. Anyway. Okay, we got our little florals with these teensy tiny.
God, it's funny watching them. The teeny tiny googly. I didn't know they ever came that tiny. Holy crap.
I know, right? Oh, I'm a mess. I've got alcohol marker on me, whatever. I'll just look them off later. But yes, googly eyes come in very, very tiny. All the way to very, very large. I don't use the large ones very often. Because again, I'm a card maker, but doesn't mean I don't have them. Okay. So same thing with these. I just take the little centers and they just fit right on there like so. Super simple. Get in your home. There we go. And then repeat. Doop and doop and get over. Yep. Okay. Okay. So we got those. I need to set all of these. I'm just going to put these in their tray. Let me zoom out a bit because before I forget. There you go. This is what I talk about when I have, this much creative space and then everything else is like, I can't zoom out a whole lot. There you go. Hi, there's me. Hi. But yeah, like this is how it is. Always. There's no other space. It's just stuff piled up. Okay, let me zoom back in a little. No, that's me again. Hello. Do. There. That's better. Okay. Sorry to those that might, be like, whoa. There we go. These are so silly. Like, something so small. Love it. Love it. Okay. It's got those. We've got our fun little lily pads. We got our little flowers. Just like that. And then our little pond with our swan butts. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Oh, heck yes.
That's such a funny movie.
It is so ridiculous and I love it. Okay, for glass and things like alcohol markers, I've got glue from the previous project. I'm not too worried about that right now. I'll deal with it. But this, I will use hand sanitizer. I will also use it on my own hands to clean things. I do not use it on the grip mats. Again, no alcohol in there. So a little bit of hand sanitizer, that cleans up any, alcohol marker, etc. There we go. Cleaned up. And then same with any glue residue that I might have on here. It just cleans up with the hand sanitizer. I usually don't have any issues. And then a little bit of hand sanitizer to clean up myself a bit. Again, like I don't really care, but I managed to get ink and alcohol markers all over myself. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. And then my grip mat. This, I'm just going to wipe the inks off. And then we'll be good to go. So we'll get that going. There we go. Yeah. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Home Alone. Home Alone 2. We do not discuss any of the other ones in that franchise because they are not canon and they're garbage in my opinion. And then Die Hard. Y'all can fight anyone who disagrees. You can fight me. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Chris and I watch it every year. Totally Christmas movie. Technically Lethal Weapon. That's also a Christmas movie in my books. So, yeah. And National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I do love It's a Wonderful Life, but that one just... I have to be in the right mood to watch that one. In some ways, it's just such a good movie. But yeah. Anyway. Okay. Yep. Fellow Amy, Die Hard. Yes. You came to the right place. One of my favorite movies. One of my favorites. Okay. Here we go. There we go. Yes, Miracle on 34th, White Christmas. Those are classics. Okay. Background. I do not have a link for this cardstock I've had in my stash for years. And it was discontinued many years ago. And I pulled it out for this card. So it's an A2 card, so 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I'm going to use the Waffle Flower Shimmering Water stencil to create some background texture. So I'm just going to line it up onto here. Just like that. And then I need a green. Where's my greens? I need let's do like forest moss and peeled paint. Why not? Let's do it. And then the green brush. We'll start with peeled paint. Kind of keep that more towards the edges. Just like that. Doodly doodly. And then we'll add some forest moss, which is darker. Stencil like this with such delicate kind of inners, you could use something like, is that the forest moss? Yeah. Got my colors mixed up. Like pixie spray. I don't worry about it. I just hold it down with my fingers because I don't mind getting ink on myself, obviously. So we'll just kind of, and besides, I don't think it needs to be like everything. Perfection's overrated, man. This is just going to add some texture. Yeah. Yeah. Just going to add that extra bit. So that was a forest moss. Let's go back in with just the peeled paint.
Stencil looks so delicate.
It is delicate, and I like it. So add a bit of that around these edges. Again, just to kind of darken it up a little bit. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Take that off of there. And just kind of run the brush right on those edges. Just to give it that extra something. So, looks like a hot mess, but you know, all the pieces. Again, swan butts. They'll do their thing. Let me get this. Okay. So that was the card base. Super simple. Super duper simple. And I think I'm done with this. I don't think I need to use it again. So, burp. Wipe that up. I can stick this, and if I need to use it again, whatever. But like I showed earlier, I just get it in its mesh bag, and it's good to go. Now it's out of the way. And then stencils. Yet another. You can clean this. Can clean with water too. And I've shown this before. I get this at a local pharmacy. You can just use any spray bottle though, and this is just 70% isopropyl. Again, do not use this on your stamps or on your grip mats. I use it only on like stencils, glasswork surface, that sort of a thing. And again, this was Distress ink. It cleans up with water. This is just faster because it dries, you know, but I just give it a little spritzy poo and then just wipe it off so that I don't get my elbow, you know, in it and get ink all over myself. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Rosalinda. I need to pay more attention to the chat, you guys. I get so in my head. And sometimes I kind of, it's like I'm just, you know, rambling along, but I forget that there's a live audience. People are watching and, you know, commenting, and I'm just like, do. Is it normal for the Spellbinder's splatter white to separate? Oh, probably. Just stir it up. It should be fine. Products like that have a really heavy amount of pigment in them, because that splatter white, it definitely does. White is another. I've talked about, I wish I had my face camera. It's hard to show because I can't show my facial expressions. I talk a lot about like red pigments, you know, red pigments, red dyes. They're a nightmare. They stain everything, etc. And then the other one is specifically black soot, but black pigments also, depending on their concentration. And black soot distress products, very pigmented, gets into everything, stains everything, is what it is. For me, it's 100% worth it because this is like pure black. Because over the years, for those that have been in card making long enough, will remember back in the day, we would have ink pads that were labeled as black, but they actually weren't. They were a mixture of like purples and blues. And if you tried to like blend with them or watercolor with them, it would no longer be black. And that's where Tim Holtz is a genius. And he was like, no, it needs to be black. So black soot is pigmented. It gets into everything. So then white. White is its own thing. And to get things to stay white, like the splatter opaque white from Spellbinders, Copic opaque white is, I'm sure, a similar formula if you've ever worked with the Copic opaque white. When you add that much, and it's usually like titanium white pigment, it causes very odd reactions to things. And it just is what it is. So yeah, stir it up, muck around with it. It should be fine. It should be fine. There's always weird little trade-offs with some of our supplies to get to, you know, when you want that color, you want that concentration, you want whatever it is we're trying to aim for. Sometimes it's like we are defying the laws of nature, but it's pretty. So, you know, it is what it is. So, stir it up, and with the splatter white specifically, I have it. Where is it? Where's my bottle? Oh, here it is. Ha. This needs to be watered down. So if you were trying to use it just as is, that would be your 100% issue there. Mine is also a little bit, because I used a very dirty brush, as you can see. But yeah, I take out, you can stir it up. There we go. So this is the Spellbinders, but it is very thick. So and you do not need very much of it. So I would just kind of scrape that onto a little palette. Just what I've got on here, that's more than enough to splatter multiple cards, really. You do not need very much of this. Stir it up, and then you need to water it down because it is very, very thick. So, yeah. I'm not using this today. I'm just going to use because I didn't pull it out. I had a different product pulled out, but this will work great too. And then, yeah. I love it. It's a good product, and it stays pretty darn white. Mine is just a mess because I was so excited the first time I went to use it that I didn't check to make sure my brush was clean, and I stuck a very dirty brush into it, and it kind of messed up the entire container, but is what it is. I ain't too worried about it. There you go, Terry. Yeah, you just needed to water it down. It's too thick in its form. It is way too thick to do anything. You need to water it down a little bit to whatever consistency you want, and then it'll work great. Okay. Will Distress Oxide re-ink or freeze? It might. When we get our orders, I have the entire pack of the Distress Spritz, the newest colors, so 12 bottles, sitting in a warehouse. They will show up most likely frozen. and I have had products freeze, and I've talked about this. In theory, technically, you don't want your products to freeze, your ink pads, your sprays, etc. You know, do not start, like, people ask about the heating in my garage. It is heated 24/7. I don't let the heat turn off because everything in here would freeze, and I've got a fortune's worth of, you know, inks and stuff. However, the caveat to that is I have had products arrive frozen solid because I am in the frozen north. It gets to 50 below at times in the winter here, you know, on average 30 to 40 below Celsius. And things have arrived frozen. I do not touch them when they get here. I let everything sit for a day or two minimum until it is just back up. Like I don't take the packaging off, nothing. I just let it sit. I have yet to have an issue. So everything should be fine. I'm hoping my whole pack, my order of distress prints, when it gets here, that shimmery goodness, it should be fine. I'll just let it come to temp and then I won't freeze them again. I think more often if it's like freezing, thawing, it's going to change it. The exception to that is adhesives. There are some adhesives and the brand usually lists, I think the one is Art Glitter Glue, I think is the one I'm thinking of. One of them. That the minute it freezes, it completely changes the formulation and it's ruined. But usually I've been fine. I've been fine. So, okay. That was that. I want to put the stuff on here because yeah, we're gonna splatter. Let's get back to. So we got swan butts. We got swan butts. Love it. Look at him. Look at him being all silly and weird. Okay, so we got swan butts. We have some lily pads. I want to put like, maybe we'll put a big one there. We'll put one maybe there. We're gonna add some cattails. Y'all see, it's happening. It's happening. Little froggy dude, where are we gonna stick him? He's gonna have to. He's just like, what are you guys doing, you bunch of weirdos? Love it. Okay. Because I want to stick. I think we'll stick one there. We'll save one for the inside, one of the cattails, and that little froggy. Maybe we'll stick one like that. Okay, this is, yeah, because I want to put my sentiment. We'll go kind of here, I think. Or I could stick, where is my sentiment? I had a sentiment. What did I do with it? I lost it. Oh, there it is. Okay. No, or we'll stick the sentiment there. That'll work. Okay. Okay. We need to get things tucked in and figured out. So we'll just start adhering stuff so that I can add some splatter to this, because of course we need splatter. Yep. Always. So let's stick one like that. Stick that one back there. And then we'll stick this one down. So add some glue. There we go. And then we'll add our little pond. How about we do it kind of like that? Add that. And then kind of stick those. Yeah, stick those like that. Stick some glue on these. Just like that. And then we can adhere that. And then we can add, no, I'll leave that for a sec. Gonna do that one and maybe this one on top. We'll do that. And then where do I want to add? I gotta figure out all the things here. Okay. Stick him like there. And then he's kind of like there. And goofy little duck butts. Swan butts. Whatever. Yeah, we'll stick him. Because these I want to pop up maybe. Do I want to pop them up? No, I don't think I do. Okay, let's adhere little Froggy with his with his little googly eyes. There we go. Love it. Love it. And then our silly little swan butts. There we go. Let's get that in place. And then stick that one. Roller. Just like that. And then we can tuck in this one. It's got our little cattails. Just like so. And then we can add these lily pads. Like this. Let's do that one in this direction. And then this one, I can tuck in. Move that around a little bit. And then just, ooh, get back there. Okay, here we go. Yep. Crisis averted. We're good. Everything's good. There. And then we can add a couple. We'll save him and that for the inside. We'll add the little flowers right here, like this, just to give it that little pop of color. There we go. So now it's all coming together. The method to the madness. Okay, now we're gonna splatter. Okay. Oh my goodness, I have an absolute. Okay, where's all my dies? Let's put all the dies on the tray so I don't lose those. Goodness. Okay, get that out of the way. We gotta prepare for the splatter. Let's get the splat off. So, okay, here we go. And then, so yeah, could have used the splatter opaque white. This would work great. I'm working my way on using up this tube of white gouache because I do have a new one, but can't open the new one till this one's used up. Do not need very much. Same thing. It needs to be watered down because it's just thick and guppy at the moment. So I just get my fan brush wet, and then we'll water this down real good. Just like so. There we go. And now we splatter. And a lot of this is going to dry back because I've watered it down quite a bit. I don't need it to be like stark white. So I'm fine with it like kind of fading onto this. Like that's totally fine. And especially on all these areas where I've got ink, this is going to absorb some of that ink as it dries because again, distress ink's very reactive and that's fine. It's fine. This is more to create just more texture and because it's fun. It's fun. I like doing it. If you don't like splatter, You don't have to do it, thankfully. Create in a way that's enjoyable for you. Do whatever floats your boat. Yeah, I like it. Okay. I can add more because I can. Boop. Yep. Yep. So we'll do that. And then to really freak people out, we're gonna add some black splatter. Because go big or go home. Where's my black? There it is. So like I was saying about black soot, but especially in the distress paint, this stuff dries permanently. Just treat it with respect. Because it is very, very pigmented. And it's very liquidy. If you're not aware, the distress paint line, they do not add fillers to their paints. So the thickness of the paints will vary depending on the color. So black soot being the runniest, like it is basically a liquid more than a paint in a sense, but I love it for black splatter. But other colors, some of the lighter colors are much thicker because again, they don't add fillers to even out the consistency because you just want color with distress paint. So just something to keep in mind. We're not gonna add a ton of black splatter. I just want a little bit, just a bit, just a little bit. It'll just give a little something here, okay? So we're just gonna go through and keep it more kind of concentrated towards the edges. And it just, for me, it adds to the messy overall vibe. I don't know. I like it. I like it. And then I immediately clean out my brush. Do not let distress paint, any acrylic paint, really. If you let acrylic paint dry on your brush, you've ruined your brush. So I immediately clean off my brush. And then I immediately wipe off. Kathy, I used distress black soot and splattered my shirt. Did not wash out. Yep, it will. It's permanent. It's permanent, man. That's why all my clothes are basically 10 years old. And yeah, why I generally wear patterns versus solid colors because it hides the schmutz. But look at all that texture and look at those swan butts. I can't. I love it. It's the most ridiculous thing. Who'da thunk? Okay. There we go. This was fun. And the splatter's pretty much dry already, which is perfect because I need to like stampy the sentiments, which I'm using the there's a lid to my, there we go. We're gonna use the Swanderful. Again, if you're new here, welcome to the chaos. 2, I'm sorry. 3, I don't know what else to say. I like punny things, so this set just makes me laugh. Yeah, just Swan to say hello. That's what we're gonna use. You are Swanderful. Swan, I wish you a happy birthday. Girls just wanna have fun, dude. I said this release was good. Okay. I need a piece of cardstock for the sentiment. I had it. Where'd it go? There it is. Nope. This one? Yep. Okay. Okay. So the sentiment I was gonna use was the just Swan to say hello. So we're gonna use that. And where's my? I'll just use my MISTI to stamp it. Okay. Just look at that. Let's use this big old random piece here. Doesn't really matter. We can just stamp that on there because I'm going to use the coordinating wafer die to die cut it, so it doesn't need to be like lined up or anything. Where's my ink pad? There it is. Okay. Ink pad. Boop. There we go. Perfection. Love it. No notes. Let's let that sit and dry for a second, and then I need to wipe off that. And then I thought it would be cute to use the "You are Swanderful." I can't even say these with a straight face. They just make me laugh. "You are Swanderful" sentiment on the inside of the card. So I'm gonna stick that there, and then we can do like maybe stick that and then go like that. Stick him like maybe right there. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Like I said, the inside's going to be lumpy because I added googly eyes to that guy. But you know what? It is what it is. I don't care. He's too cute. Gotta have a derpy little frog in there. Okay. So we'll stamp that on the inside. And I'm just using Nocturne ink. Perfection. Okay. Here we go. So there's our sentiments. And then get that out of the way. And then while I got everything out, let's yeah. Okay. So we're gonna adhere these little bits onto the inside. I haven't pressed that spot down yet because I'll just tuck this into or around this little, there we go. So we do that. It's got a little cluster going on. Yeah, we'll stick him right there. It's like such a sweet little sentiment too. You know, "You were Swanderful." You know, it's kind of sweet and meaningful. And then you've got this little like derp frog. Like, hey. Love it. Love it. So silly. No notes. Okay. Get those just adhered. And there we go. He'll be good. Yeah, he'll be fine. It'll be fine. So, for this one, I'm going to take the coordinating wafer die so I can die cut that. And the other thing to note, and I always forget to mention this, I forget when they started doing this, but with the waffle flower dies, they're all numbered. Like the stamps, like on the packaging, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. And then same thing. It's hard to see, but the dies are numbered. So that's pretty sweet. You know, I was like, I like when people think of, you know, those just extra little things to make life a little bit easier. There we go. So we're gonna center that and then run that through the die cut machine to die cut it. Okay. And love it. Just got that going. Okay, everything's working. Okay. We're good. We're good. Everything's good. So I die cut a second one just to give that a little extra bit. Love it. Or do I want to stick it there? Yeah, I want to stick it in the bottom. I don't think it really matters. It doesn't really matter. Okay, move that out of the way. And then, gonna add some glue so we can stick these layers together. Just like so. There we go. I'm just gonna flip that over because sometimes Nocturne ink, it does take longer to dry, and I am really bad about smearing it. Just, you know, like, it's hard to tell at this point. I have so much crud on me. It's so cute. It's got, don't need quite that much glue. So we got that. We got our sentiment. I got splatter on, there we go. I can just scrape that off. There's splatter on top of his derpy little eyeballs. There we go. Fixed. Love it. Okay, last but not least, we'll add a little bit of bling. Where is it? I had it. It was sitting here. Oh, there it is. Okay. Found it. I can zoom in a bit while I'm doing this. That way you guys don't have to look at the absolute disaster that my desk has become. And while I'm doing that, the unpaid intern can pick a winner. So these are Opal, Positively Dazzling. Is that what they call them? Positively? Yeah, Positively Dazzling gems from... Every time I say gems, I think of like Uncut Gems. I wonder if anyone gets that reference. I am chronically online. Okay, we're going to add a few of these. Just as another touch of bling. There we go. Need another little one. Okay. There we go. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Now, where's my... Need that. Move that. Let's adhere these into place with some dabs of Craft Tacky glue. Just like that. Get. There we go. Got that one. And then I'm gonna adhere these ones. There we go. And that one. Yeah. Sure they're adhered. I did it. Do I want to add anything else? I don't think so. I think I put enough on this card. You know, we got inks and markers and splatter and bling and googly eyes and stenciling. I think I added everything but the kitchen sink. So we got this with these ridiculous little swan butts that I can't. And you can totally make them duck butts, you know? Make them little mallards, add some green, make their little feet orange, you know, that sort of a thing. We got our derpy little frog with his derpy little, like, look at his googly eyes. Look at him. And then the inside, we've got this cute little sentiment and a little froggy peeking in. And yeah, I'm not too worried about these little googly eyes. They're very small, you know? They don't stick up very much. I might, if I remember when the time comes to mail this, I might stick a piece of cardstock in and I'll just cut a little hole just to smooth things out a little bit. And then I do that. I get asked that a lot when mailing, like with, I've got bling, embellishments, things like that. Every card I mail, I put another piece of cardstock just on top of this before I stick it in the envelope, and that kind of smooths everything out so that it doesn't catch when it goes through the sorting machines. And then again, I can't show my face camera because it froze at the beginning. Love that for me. All the live stream winners, nothing is going to get mailed out till January because of the Canada Post strike. So, and I will post it in my Facebook page once the strike is over, and then once they're caught up, I'll start mailing stuff out. But yeah, that's the finished card. Who's our winner?
Our winner today is Margot from Glenhead, New York.
Margot in New York. I will be mailing this card out to you sometime in January. Which is sooner than we think. I can't even believe we're already a week into December. So this was super, super fun to make. I had so much fun. Look at all that splatter. Love it. Love it. So, yes, I totally hate the studio Claudia closed. That one broke my heart. She was a good egg. I really, really liked her. She was a good person and a tiny little Canadian business. And yeah, the pandemic was, I think, the main reason that really impacted her massively. And it just, yeah. Anywho, thank you all so much. I'll hang around for a couple of minutes. I can ask you if you had any questions that I missed. You can post it in the chat and I can answer them. Hello. Thanks to unpaid intern for helping. And yeah, I don't know what's going on with my other camera. Let's just add it to the to-do list of things to try and figure out and fix. And we'll just see. At least you got the form figured out. I don't know what was.
It was set to, like, there's a link for it where you can set it as like a private or public.
Oh, see, and I was annoying. Yeah. Annoying. They changed everything and didn't tell me. But at least, okay, now we know. We'll test so yeah, week. We will know for next week's one that it'll, as always, everything's a learning experience. Yay. So next week's should go off without a hitch. It should be fine. When I was trying to thumbs up, sometimes it thumbs down first on my phone. If you fixed it, because you can always undo it. If you click accidentally, because that happens, you accidentally hit thumbs down because it's, they're right beside each other. Especially, yes, if you're watching on your phone or on like a tablet, that sort of a thing. If you hit it a second time, it undoes what you did. I don't worry about it. Even those that give me a thumbs down with intent and they're just like, it doesn't faze me at all. It's literally to the thumbs downers. Thanks for the engagement. So yeah, no worries. No worries there. And could we also pretend that those are duck butts? 100%. To me, they're duck butts, honestly. I kept them in swan colors because of the sentiments I wanted to use. So it just made more sense to make them swan butts. But yeah, to me, the first thing I saw when I saw these, I did not think swans. I was like, duck butts. Because that's what we see. We don't see swans around here very much. I saw them for the first time last year, just briefly, at one of the little lakes or ponds in our community. And we were in the vehicle. So I literally, I lost my mind because swans are rare around here. And there was a couple of them. And when we went back to look to see if they were still there, they were long gone. But yeah, they're neat little creatures. But ducks, tons of them, and Canadian geese, geese butts. So now all the folks down south, way down south, get to deal with Canada's invasion of the Canadian geese. And yeah, have fun with them. They're mean. They don't follow the Canadian politeness tradition. Canadian geese are mean. They hiss too, especially when they're really mad. You know they're gonna, and they'll bite. They hiss and they bite, and they're not nice creatures at all. Um, so yeah. I think that was Duck Duck Goose. Yep, everything. I know people that have pet ducks. Oh, 100%. When I was a kid, I had pet chickens, literally in the house. I had 2 of them, and I named them Huey and Dewey. I don't know what happened to Louie. I don't know. I guess there wasn't a third. I don't know. But I had pet chickens when I was like a toddler. Like I was like 2 years old. Um, so yeah. And I've never asked what happened to those chickens. We won't discuss that. So yeah. Um, do do do. Oh, Charlene, you were chased. Oh yeah, they will. They will chase. They are, especially because when they come back up here, they come back up here to nest. So then they've got, and when they're nesting and when they have their little babies, they are 10 times meaner because they're defending their little families. So it makes sense. But oh, do they get mean? Like I warn my kids, like avoid them, like stay away from them because yeah, they're big birds and they bite. They've got teeth. They are, it's kind of funny. Um, so yeah. We call Canada geese flying cows. They're all over the place. Yep. 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 Um, but yeah. Okay. There we go. I'm in the Chicago suburbs. Canada geese never leave us. Yeah, I believe it. When they get like they can handle cold weather, they leave up here because we get way too cold for them. So, they migrate south for the winter. So they're gone now. But they come back and it's like the first official sign of spring when you start hearing the geese coming back. So generally that means the warmer weather is officially like coming back because the geese are back. And yeah. Anywho. Um you guys are funny. Okay. So yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I very much appreciate those that stay to watch my live streams and the randomness, so random sometimes. And yeah, those that thumbs up and comment, the engagement, it helps a ton. It really does. It helps with the robot overlords. The bane of my existence, honestly. So it helps and I appreciate it. And then like always, I will take the photos and I'll update the blog post and the social medias with this and then I will mail this out in January. Let's all hope that this Canada Post strike gets resolved as soon as possible. Like I was saying at the beginning, it's starting to severely impact like my work. I have, orders on hold. I have a couple of work packages on hold and now the couriers are starting to deny packages cuz they're overwhelmed. So I'm not even sure. I'm not sure at this point what's going to happen. Let's just hope it gets dealt with. And I hope you guys have a great rest of the day and then stay tuned. I got videos coming. I had a rough go last week. I did not get things uploaded that I'd wanted to because tech issues mostly, and I had a migraine for like 3 days. That was fun. But yeah, I've got videos coming and all sorts of things, so just stay tuned. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you all later. Bye. Thank you so much to my amazing Patreon supporters. For anyone that might be interested in joining my Patreon community and supporting me, the link to my Patreon is in the description box below the video. For everyone else, as always, thank you all so much for taking the time to watch my videos, for thumbs upping, commenting, subscribe if you haven't, I'd love to have you. And here's a couple other videos for you to check out in case you missed them. Bye!